just start talking about Chelsea news regarding transfers and football? No, we have to talk about what's going on in the boardroom, and it's a disgrace. Once again, Chelsea Football Club are embarrassing themselves within the boardroom, and it's for all to see. This whole takeover has been a shambles, absolute shambles. Get your popcorn, this is great. Welcome to the Kavkas View. You guys already know my stance. I don't want much in a new owner. I don't want a Roman Abramovich owner that's going to be investing, pummeling money in, because I understand what we had was the lottery, and sometimes good things have to come to an end. But what I do want is an ethical group behind our club. We weren't allowed the Saudis, so I want you to make sure you're going to be consistent, no politically based agendas. Yet, everything we're getting out of this is politically driven, it's conflict of interest, and it is once again coming to the threshold. It's like when you have a spot that is underneath and you're waiting for it to pop open. You know it's a matter of time until you have to take that zit out. But yet, you have to be patient. And in this case, we're just waiting for the Ricketts to take over. This is ridiculous. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what number like you are, okay? We do this every single time. If you're 37, in the comments below, put number 37. It goes a long way, it pushes the channel. Channel's growing like crazy, and I appreciate every single one of you. But today, let's get into this frustration. So the Times Sport is reporting a story today. I'm looking through my Twitter and I see a story coming out. Multiple groups that are bidding for Chelsea feel like Reign and Chelsea Football Club are giving the Ricketts preferential treatment. This is ridiculous. This shouldn't be happening. If you're on a short list of 4, not one entity should be getting preferential treatment, because by that logic, it's not a short list. You've already selected your winners. It makes no sense, and this story keeps going. Just wait. Mr. Bruce Buck, chairman of Chelsea Football Club, alongside Marina Garavskayeva, arguably one of the most powerful people after Roman Abramovich within Chelsea Football Club, has assisted the Ricketts family in setting up a meeting with Paul Cavanier. And if you don't know who Paul Cavanier is, get to know your Chelsea history. He's the first black Chelsea player. And this is important. Why? Because the Ricketts have had emails that have come out to be racist. I've covered this before. This is a fact. This has been reported, right, within the news. There's been evidence. There have been comments to say they're sorry. But now they've met with him and they've discussed their PR stunt. They've discussed how they're going to do well by diversifying the club, meeting all different needs. But the only issue here is we've heard stuff like this before. This is a PR stunt. This is to get the fans on side, and then the minute they're in within the club, what is the guarantees that this is going to continue? Where are the safeguards? Where are the checks and balances to ensure that if they don't do this stuff, they have to sell the club or they have to lose the club? Because selling the club, they'll just say it's worth 10 billion and not sell it. It's as simple as this. There is no guarantee. You tell me, Alex, why is that unfair? They're doing good due diligence. Well, part of the reason why it's unfair, on the 1st of March, rules were set out. When people are trying to buy the club, they are not allowed, once again, they are not allowed to meet up with Chelsea executives or have contact with Chelsea executives. If you've got contact with Bruce Buck, who is he? A Chelsea executive, arguably one of the most important people. It is alleged that Roman Abramovich has assigned the Reign Group, who have preferential treatment with the Ricketts family. Then you have Bruce Buck and Marina arguably going to decide who the club gets sold to. How does this make logical sense if Bruce Buck has direct contact with the Ricketts family? How does this make sense? Explain to me. If you're bidding to buy a house, if the person selling the house is having offers from his friends, who is more likely to get the club? His friends. It's called a conflict of interest. I don't need to go into detail. You're all intelligent people. That's why you're here. What I find hilarious is the Times reports that one of the bidder's advisors, right, is actively saying, look, if Roman Abramovich wants to sell it to the Ricketts, save us all time and a bunch of hard work. Because trust me, buying a club of Chelsea's stature, buying a club that is so big, is very litigious. This is a £2.5 million, billion pound, not even million, £billion move. This is ridiculously litigious. There's a lot of safeguards that need to be done. There's a lot of checks and balances, and more importantly, a lot of paperwork. So the others on the shortlist, the Bowley family, are very, very, very frustrated. And I don't blame them, because this is coming across as it's rigged. It's coming across that this is a one-horse race, because 3 entities already made the decision. Chelsea, evidently with Bruce Buck, have made the decision they want the Ricketts. The Ricketts families are favourite. And then you have Rain. And let's talk about Rain. When this first all happened, I've told every single one of you, right? There's reports coming out that Rain and the Ricketts have got a relationship. And guess what? This relationship exists. This relationship was notified in 2020 when the Ricketts asked Rain whether they could find them a telecommunications company to take over and a sports club if its entity. They've put up 350 million USD, but obviously Chelsea became available. You can't afford to buy it for that fee. Add 2 and 2 together, people. Come on, add it 2 and 2 together. One entity who's an intermediary who is meant to broker a deal. And then you have another entity who is meant to buy the deal. What's going to happen when you already have a relationship? It's like you selling your mum a car. You're not going to sell it to me, are you? You're going to give it to your mum. It's very upsetting when things like this come out because it means that we've just been taken for a string for no reason. Because number one, a lot of the fan base wanted the Saudi media group. We didn't get it, we accepted it. Then a lot of the fan base finally said, you know what? It's better the devil we know. Give us Bowley and give us Weiss. And all of a sudden we can't have them because they've already made their mind up. It's the Ricketts. And this is what the annoying thing is. People that are meant to represent us. We are the Shed. Chelsea's Pitch Owners Association. The other SCT or whatever they call themselves. They are meant to represent us. Not one of these entities has come out and backed us. Not one of these entities has come out and openly said, we don't want the Ricketts. They're all very quiet. They're all very discreet in their view, and I understand why. They want influence in the future. They are scared that they're going to come out and all of a sudden they will be ostracized. They won't have the access to the club, and it's understandable. But at the end of the day, you need to understand the fans. We just want an ethical fan ownership. We want a fan ownership that represents us. I don't think that's asking for a lot. We don't want you to be directly investing your own money. We just want the money the club generates to go back into the club. We want us to be able to scout players and sign top quality players. Maybe a £50 million budget, and then on top of this, generate the rest from sales and go and get the top entities. But yet, I am worried that not even that's going to happen because I've been reading a lot about the Chicago Cubs. Go and read about it. The Ricketts have not been good for them one bit. They've won one baseball major honors, whatever it's called, the tournament. And ever since then, they've been absolutely terrible. So I'm sorry if I am not the most optimistic about this family taking over. I need Bruce Buck to leave. I need this ASAP. And it looks like, Alex Goldberg said it perfectly, it looks like Buck is trying to take us down on his way out. And it's frustrating. I hate that we have come to this situation. I hate that this channel is talking about so many board situations. I've opened this channel to talk about football. For crying out loud, I want my team back. I want to worry about 90 minutes. I want to worry about Alonso being a donkey on the left wing. The only issue here is I'm more worried about whether Alonso is going to be getting paid and who he's going to be getting paid by. That's ridiculous. That's not right. I'm against it. No to the Ricketts. You know the deal. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Protests are being arranged for Saturday. I am going to be reporting everything that happens in those protests. Who knows, I might even be at the protest myself. So let's get on to the video.